Man sentenced to 10 years for killing brother in property dispute. Guyana Chronicle. Kemlol Bisnoff, also known as Bison, has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for the fatal stabbing of his brother, Sarananand Bisnoff, during a dispute over family property. The sentence was handed down by Justice Zamila Ali-Paul at the Berbice High Court on Monday. The incident occurred on May 30, 2020, in Shieldstown Village, West Bank, Berbice, and was reportedly ignited by an argument concerning a plot of land belonging to their father. Both brothers had been drinking separately earlier that day before Kemlol visited Sarananand's home. The quarrel escalated into violence, leading Kemlol to allegedly arm himself with a knife and stab his 45-year-old brother near the heart and on his left arm. In her ruling, Justice Ali-Paul determined a base sentence of 25 years for the offense. However, this was reduced by 3 years due to mitigating circumstances, resulting in a revised sentence of 22 years. An additional 1/3 reduction was applied because Kemlol entered an early guilty plea, which acknowledges his acceptance of responsibility and reduces the need for a lengthy trial. This deduction amounted to approximately 7 years and 4 months, bringing the adjusted sentence down to 14 years and 8 months. After accounting for 4 years already served in custody, the final sentence was set at 10 years. Sarananand was rushed to the Fort Wellington Hospital but was pronounced dead on arrival, with the cause of death confirmed as a stab wound to the chest. Police responded promptly to the scene, arresting Kemlol shortly thereafter. Investigations revealed that Sarananand had been living with their father, while Kemlol resided elsewhere in the village. Elderly trio left homeless after fire destroys Louisa Row houses. Guyana Times. A devastating fire of unknown origin swept through 3 houses on Louisa Row in Georgetown in the early hours of Tuesday, leaving 3 elderly individuals without shelter. The affected properties were owned by 69-year-old Leroy Sumner, who lived in one of the houses. His brother, Patrick Sumner, occupied another, while 65-year-old Yvette Prescott resided in the third. Speaking to the Guyana Times, Leroy recounted the harrowing night, describing how he felt an intense heat emanating from one of the buildings. "I got up and noticed that a very hot heat was penetrating this building that I'm in. When I looked out, I saw there was a fire in one of the buildings occupied by a tenant," he explained. In a desperate attempt to control the blaze, Leroy used buckets of water until fire tenders arrived. Unfortunately, despite their swift response, the fire engulfed all 3 houses, leaving no room for the tenants or the landlord to salvage any personal belongings. "So, I went out with buckets and tried to do my best, but the fire was really high. I don't know if it was a planned fire, but it spread rapidly and destroyed the buildings," he added. The estimated damage from the fire is about $7 million. Leroy detailed the losses, stating she, the tenant, had belongings like a bed, stove, tables, a refrigerator, and a television. "I would say about $7 million in damages lost." When asked about his next steps, Leroy mentioned he is currently focusing on cleaning up the site and finding temporary accommodation nearby. "I gotta see how best I can, do something, and I know I gotta do some cleaning and then that's it. I have to see if any of these rooms are good for me to stay," he said. The community is rallying to provide support for the affected individuals during this challenging time. Crowd breaks down Ministry's gate during cash grant distribution, police issue warning. Qaeda News. The Guyana Police Force, GPF, has issued a warning against disorderly conduct during the ongoing distribution of the $100,000 cash grant across the country. This follows an incident on Tuesday where a large crowd broke down the gate at the Ministry of Human Services office on Princess Elizabeth Road in New Amsterdam, Region 6. As pensioners and persons with disabilities arrived to collect their checks, the situation escalated when the crowd refused to cooperate with instructions from officials, including Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad. The minister explained that the office was focusing on processing payments for pensioners and individuals with disabilities only. Despite these clarifications, the crowd became unruly, pushing towards the door and creating a tense environment. Police officers were called to the scene and managed to control the situation quickly. However, the distribution process was halted, and individuals were advised to return to their homes. In a statement, the GPF urged citizens to exercise patience and adhere to the guidelines provided at designated collection points throughout the country. While the collection process is smooth and incident-free at most locations, there are a few areas where individuals have been aggressive, the police noted. The public is reminded to remain calm and cooperative to ensure a safe and orderly cash grant distribution process. Kitty and Campbellville health centers to merge into new facility. In a significant move to enhance healthcare services, health authorities have announced the merger of the Kitty Health Center and the Campbellville Health Center into a new, state-of-the-art facility. This decision comes as officials have deemed the current Kitty Health Center inadequate for providing quality healthcare. At an end-of-year press conference earlier this week, Chief Executive Officer of the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, Remanded, shared details of the project, which will involve the construction of a two-story building at a cost of $831 million. Construction is expected to commence in February on a site adjacent to the Campbellville Health Center, currently occupied by a post office. The newly merged health center will provide a wide range of services, including general outpatient clinics, maternal and child health clinics, pre- and postnatal care, family planning, and chronic disease management for conditions such as diabetes and hypertension. President Irfan Ali emphasized the importance of a welcoming environment for patients, stating, "The worst thing when you're not feeling well is to go into a place that does not look well," during a meeting with healthcare personnel at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. This merger is part of a broader initiative to improve healthcare infrastructure and ensure that residents receive quality medical services in a conducive environment. Georgetown Hospital effectively managing nurse shortage. Newsroom: The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, is actively addressing a persistent nurse shortage through strategic initiatives, including training programs and the recruitment of foreign nurses. This update was shared by GPHC Chief Executive Officer Remanded during an end-of-year press conference on Monday. "Our nursing shortage has been compounded by punctuality issues among staff," Remanded explained. "A typical shift requires about 6 nurses, but often only 3 are present due to tardiness, apathy, or burnout from heavy workloads. In these situations, doctors have to assume some nursing duties." Remanded clarified that the issue is not unique to Guyana. While some nurses are leaving, many are simply relocating to other hospitals or private medical facilities. "The shortage of nurses is a global issue," he noted in response to media inquiries. To combat the shortage, GPHC is currently training approximately 1,000 registered nurses and implementing programs for nursing assistants. "The resource center we are utilizing is specifically rented for nurse training," Remanded added. Additionally, the hospital is benefiting from the expertise of Cuban nurses. Currently, there are 33 Cuban nurses employed at GPHC, with another 300 expected to arrive soon as their accommodations are finalized. At present, the nurse shortage at GPHC stands at approximately 700, a challenge that the hospital is determined to overcome through these multifaceted strategies. UK company awarded $3.3 million contract to install electronic health record system in Guyana. Newsroom: Remanded Limited, a UK-based company, has been awarded a contract valued at $3.3 million to design, supply, and install an electronic health record (EHR) system in Guyana. This significant announcement was made by Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony during a year-end press conference on Tuesday, marking a crucial step towards the modernization and digitization of the country's healthcare system. Minister Anthony stated, "We went out to public tender and received 14 expressions of interest. The evaluation team assessed 98 different technical parameters, which narrowed the options down to 4. From those, we selected one, and I am pleased to announce that a UK company has won the bid for $3.3 million. The EHR initiative is part of a larger $97 million project funded by the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB. Phase 1 of the implementation is set to commence in early 2025 at the Georgetown Public Hospital and its satellite clinics. Following the successful rollout, the EHR system will be expanded to other hospitals across the country. Dr. Anthony emphasized the urgency of the project, stating, "We expect Phase 1 to start early in the new year, as we have completed all contracting processes and are ready to proceed with implementation." The new e-record system aims to enhance the healthcare experience for each patient by providing citizens with smart cards that contain their medical history, including diagnoses, test results, and medications. Additionally, Dr. Anthony noted that with the introduction of the new data protection law, specific requirements must be met to ensure that patients' data are handled properly. GPL can now generate more power than needed, but generators overdue for repairs, President Ali. President Dr. Irfan Ali announced that the Guyana Power and Light Company, GPL, has successfully increased its power generation capacity to 267 megawatts, surpassing current demand. However, he cautioned that many of the generators in operation are overdue for essential repairs, posing a risk to the reliability of the power supply. During a press conference held at his State House residence on Tuesday, President Ali noted that the capacity boost came with the commissioning of a second power ship on December 23. While current demand averages around 119 megawatts, with peaks reaching 205 megawatts in October and November, many generators have exceeded their scheduled major overhauls, he explained. Due to the necessity of maintaining power supply, GPL has been unable to take these aging generators offline for repairs, resulting in their operation at reduced efficiency. Frankly speaking, they can go down any time because they are all past their maintenance period, the president stated. He highlighted the importance of the excess capacity to facilitate overdue maintenance without causing power outages. To ensure a stable supply of electricity, repairs will have to be staggered, President Ali added. He reiterated the government's commitment to holding GPL management accountable for the maintenance and reliability of the power supply. We are making the necessary investments to ensure we have reliable and efficient power because it is essential for a modern economy. Reliable and efficient power is crucial for supporting the industries we want to attract, and we also need to ensure that power is affordable, he concluded. Police investigating rape allegation against senior sports official in Berbice. In News Guyana, authorities in Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, are conducting an investigation into serious allegations of rape against a senior sports official, following a report filed by a 20-year-old woman. According to reports, the victim, a part-time worker for just 10 days, claims she was repeatedly sexually abused by the suspect since January 2023. The first incident reportedly occurred when she was invited to the official's office to collect a food hamper. Upon arrival, she alleges she was made to wait until others had departed before being assaulted in his office. I was so shocked and scared that I didn't scream, she recounted. The victim further stated that in March 2023, she returned to the office where she was offered a job with a salary of $40,000 per month, plus an additional $20,000 for working 6 days a week. However, she claims she never received the promised extra pay and was subjected to ongoing sexual violations, with the last incident occurring in November 2024. Fearing for her job, the victim expressed a reluctance to disclose the abuse to her mother, stating, "He threatened that if I told anyone, I would lose my 10-day work." The victim's mother disclosed that the official had previously visited their home, expressing concerns about her daughter's behavior at the office, which led to the victim being reprimanded. After confiding in a friend, the mother was informed of the ongoing abuse. "I called him and he came and told me that he was sorry and it would affect him if I took my daughter to the police because he has a wife and children," the mother shared, expressing her frustration. "He didn't think of what he was doing to my daughter, just because we are poor. How many others has he probably done this to?" An official report was subsequently filed with the police and the welfare department on Monday. The victim was taken to the hospital for a medical examination. As of now, the suspect has not been arrested. The police are urging anyone with additional information to come forward as they continue their investigation into this troubling case. Alberttown man remanded over robbery and shooting at Regent Street Boutique. Guyana Chronicle. Andre Stewart, a 24-year-old unemployed man from Lot 54 5th Street, Alberttown, has been remanded to prison following charges related to an armed robbery and shooting incident at the Louisa Boutique. Stewart appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Monday, facing charges of robbery under arms and discharging a loaded firearm with intent. The charges stem from an incident that occurred on Thursday, December 26, 2024, at the intersection of Regent and Alexander Streets. It is alleged that Stewart, along with accomplices and armed with a firearm, robbed businessman Zen's HFA 50 of $3 million in cash. Additionally, Stewart is accused of discharging a loaded firearm at Zhao Pei Ming with the intent to maim, disable, or cause grievous bodily harm. Represented by attorney Ronald Bostwick, Stewart pleaded not guilty to both charges. In a bail application, Bostwick emphasized that his client has no prior convictions or pending matters, highlighting Stewart's strong community ties, as he was born and raised in Alberttown. The attorney stated that Stewart was willing to accept bail under suitable conditions, including regular reporting to the Alberttown police station. However, the police prosecutor strongly opposed the bail application, presenting evidence including closed-circuit television, CCTV, footage allegedly capturing Stewart during the robbery. The prosecutor pointed out the seriousness of the offense, the large sum involved, the use of a dangerous weapon, and Stewart's confession to the crimes. Acting Chief Magistrate McGusty upheld the prosecution's objections, remanding Stewart to prison. His next court appearance is set for January 6, 2025. On the day of the robbery, A 34-year-old security guard was stationed at the boutique's entrance while customers shopped inside. Two men arrived on a red and black motorcycle, with one of them brandishing a handgun. The armed suspect confronted the security guard and confiscated a concealed toy gun. The assailants then entered the boutique, forcing everyone to remain still. While one suspect emptied the cashier's drawer of $3 million in daily sales, Zhao Peiming attempted to intervene and was shot in the right thigh. The suspects fled the scene on their motorcycle, leaving behind a 9mm spent shell. Zhao was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, for medical treatment and has since been discharged. Police investigations, including a review of several nearby CCTV recordings, provided crucial evidence leading to Stewart's arrest.